What's up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony, you're the viewer. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Today I am wearing my Cartier Rant 36 millimeter. I'm starting to really kind of dig smaller watches again, so I don't know, I'm gonna have to dig out a 36 mil Rolex, man. You know, whew, yeah, do that. I still love my GMT. 40 millimeters still good. Love that. Submariner's 41, that's fine too. But those are dive watches, sports watches, sorry. Well, GMT is not so much a sport watch as much as it is a pilot watch, but at the same time, flying can be a sport, so hey, why not, right? Anyway, today we're gonna talk about my top 5 favorite picks from Watches and Wonders, and one pick that I just tired of. So let's roll the intro and we'll talk about it, all right?
You're watching Timepieces with Tony. Talking Timepieces with Tony.
Okay, so I'm not going to get into all the technical specs of everything because I don't know all the technical specs of it all, and I haven't done a whole lot of research on that. I'm going by generally what appeals to me primarily not only is the brand, but also the aesthetics of the watch too. So I don't always have to go, well, I love the aesthetics, but if it doesn't have an in-house movement, I just can't have it. I'm not going to do it. Nope, no. I don't do it that way. But however, depending on the watch specifically and what the movement is, it can change my mind or it can sway me. But in this case, I don't know a lot about a couple of the watches I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to start with the top 5, starting with number 5, counting down to number 1. The first one was the Hermes H08 in the colors. This thing just hit me in the face. Put Hermes on my radar. 39 millimeter, and it's made out of fiberglass. The case is made out of fiberglass. I believe it's 100 meters of water resistance as well. I think so. What they do is they get just little sheets of fiberglass and they stack about 50 or 60 of them and compress them, and then that's how the case is made. The dial is beautiful. The colors are beautiful. In fact, in the sapphire crystal, the O-ring gasket is the same color as the color of the watch. So if the watch is blue, then the gasket's blue. If it's green, yellow, orange, and so on. So it adds a really nice sort of aesthetic to the watch as well. It's functional because it's a gasket, right? And I believe that I'm not sure how much those are. I want to say up into the $8,000 range. Wait till they come out and wait a while, because they're not going to be anything that increases in value, I'm sure of it. They come on rubber straps, and they're really cool to look at, and they're really cool watches. Hermes, I believe, make their own movements, or I believe they have a movement company that they own, and so nice. I'd love to pick one of those up. Too many other watches on my list first. Number 4, the new Zenith Pilot, I think is absolutely freaking stunning. Just the simple 3-hand, that's the one I love. It's got a 40 millimeter case. It has the El Primero movement, which is a tried, true, tested workhorse movement, known as the best movement in the watch industry at one time. I don't know if it still is, but it's their El Primero. It's about $7,500 worth every penny as far as I'm concerned. I love the bezel, the brushing on the bezel. Almost kind of like they're stealing that from a little bit of Patek Philippe, but I don't care because that watch is beautiful. Big numerals, very easy to read. What else? Did I write anything down? Price-wise, $7,500. I think I said that. So, but yeah, I think I would pick one of those up for sure. Number 3 is the Cartier Santos. The new one. It's a skeleton, and it's in gold, and I think they have one in stainless steel too. It's not available yet. They'll be available in June. I just love the fact it's the first ever skeleton movement for a Cartier Santos Dumont. Not the regular Santos, but the Santos Dumont is the first skeleton. It has a little airplane in the corner. It has a micro rotor. It took them 2 years to develop. And that's just a fun looking watch. I can't pull off gold. I mean, I can, but gold is too flashy for me. I don't know. I feel like a dork wearing gold, and but you never know. I could try, and I've had gold watches. I just never wore them. The next one would be the Tudor Black Bay 54. It's a pretty boring looking watch if you really look at it, but at the same time, it's in reference to their 54 when they created the very first Tudor Submariner. So 37 millimeter case, 200 meters water resistance, and it has every bit that sort of vibe of the old vintage Submariners, and I really like that watch. I don't know why. It's not something I would just gawk at when I have it. It's just know that it's a really good functioning watch and a good everyday beater watch. You know what I mean? So that way you don't have to, I think that's what I would just use it for, as an everyday kind of beater. In-house movement. It has that what's that T-clasp they call it? I don't know. I'm going to check it out in person once my AD gets them in stock. And then the number one pick would be the Rolex GMT Master 2 in two-tone. Man, I think that watch looks stunning, man. Sharp Jubilee bracelet on the Jubilee two-tone, and just the way that the overall watch looks. 40 millimeter case, same functions as your regular GMT Master 2. And essentially it's just a nice looking watch. And could you pull that off? What do you think? Two-tone GMT. What about the solid gold? They have that in the Jubilee, as well as the Oyster bracelet, I believe. See, there, I'm like losing my mind, but that's what I think. And then actually I have a watch that I'm just done. You know what? When I saw it, I like it, and I still like it. This is not my top favorite. This is my one sort of kind of a rant watch. Is the IWC Ingenieur. It's a nice looking watch, and I think IWC kind of knocked it out of the park with what's going to happen with that watch. But it's got the problems that I'm getting so sick of hearing about Gerald Genta. Gerald Genta watches, Gerald Genta designs, Gerald Genta design. Well, Gerald Genta designed this, and this is, all of these fucking watches look exactly the same for the most part. You want to look a little bit different, get a Cartier Pasha. Gerald Genta designed that too, and guess what? It doesn't have all the freaking screws in the bezel, which I'm not opposed to. It's not that I don't like it. I'm just, they're, putting this up, Gerald Genta designed a watch a long time ago. Now you're just rehashing it. Fine, that's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem I have with it is for one, the movement I don't believe is a fully in-house movement at a $12,000 price tag. And well, there was that. It's a $12,000 watch, and it doesn't have an in-house movement. And I think they're just playing off of that. And that's why they're jacking the price. At a $7,000, $7,500 price point, I'm cool with that. But when you're starting to go, well, Gerald Genta designed it, let's just jump on that bandwagon. And you know what? Everybody has a Gerald Genta design watch. They all look the same. You can go to almost any freaking company now and get a Gerald Genta designed watch with a fucking integrated bracelet and the screws on the bezel. It just seems like it's overkill. So that, to me, says that that's going to eventually fade out. It's just a fad right now, and that's what it is. Your APs and your Patek Philippe's are going to probably stay where they're at, but all these brands that are jumping on it, I think that's just, I don't know, I think it's too much. Everyone's throwing too much shit in the pot, you know what I mean? It's like with bands, once a band becomes popular, then every other band that comes out sounds just like that band, and then all of a sudden it's overkill. You get this influx of all this music that sounds exactly the same, and then eventually it kills the whole genre for 20 years until that cycle comes around again. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Anyway, that was my little gripe on that, but just wanted to say thanks to everyone who watches my videos, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.